Hey everybody, your car guy, Bill DeBoer over here at DeBoer's Auto. And today I have a special guest with me, Dan Schechner. I hope I'm saying that right.
Schenker.
Schenker of Dan Schenker's Photography here in Hamburg. He's a local photographer and he specializes in doing drone and aerial stuff. He actually shot this photo of our shop here behind us. And he also does a whole bunch of stuff with photography. So we're going to get into it with him and learn more about his business here in Hamburg. So welcome, Dan.
Thank you. This is very exciting. It's new to me, so thank you.
No problem. So why don't you give us a little bit of the background on you? Where'd you grow up, and how'd you come to end up in Hamburg here?
Well, I grew up in Sussex County. I'm from Hampton Township. I went to Kittatinny, Sussex County through and through, I guess. And then my wife and I bought a house here in Hamburg a couple of years ago, and we were actually surprised at how much we like it. Which I don't know. It's one of those things where like you don't ever want to stay in the town or the area where you grew up, and then you start to appreciate it. And I think that's where we're at now. You know, we have a toddler, and it's a good area. It's nice and quiet, and we're near lots of cool things and cool businesses, and we like it a lot here.
It's the children's town too, right? So it's perfect for raising kids here.
Yeah, she loves the castle.
Loves a lot of history. So cool. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your photography business and what you do with that?
Okay. I mean, it's gone through plenty of iterations over the years, as any business generally does. But right now, I tend to focus on small events. So small weddings and birthday parties and celebrations, things like that. I'm a Google trusted photographer, so I'm supported by Google to shoot street view photos inside businesses, which I don't even know if people know that street view goes inside as well. It's kind of against the name of street view, but yeah. And I do aerial photography and videography as well. So I fly a drone and I shoot from the skies.
That's awesome. Let's talk about the Google thing a minute, because I think I submitted a request probably about 5 or 6 years ago, and there was nobody around, and it's probably still sitting there in a bin somewhere.
So it's my fault. I just ignored it, honestly.
Oh. Well, I think there was, if I remember correctly, at the time, there were probably a lot of city-based photographers that were signed up on the program. Nobody really around here. So
yeah.
What's that look like? Because I've seen businesses where you can kind of go in and look inside the business, and you can really get a good vantage of what's going on there, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. So basically what'll happen is a business like yours will go to Google and say, I want people to be able to learn more about my business. And those requests will go to someone like me based on location. So chances are if you submitted it, then it would go right to me. Then the photographer will reach out to that business and schedule something, and they set their own prices. These are all private businesses that are working in association with Google to help with Google's product. But yeah, it's a pretty straightforward process. Then I or whichever photographer would come in with a camera and capture what you want captured, and load it right into Google Maps for like a little virtual tour. It's pretty cool.
Now, do people have to go through Google to get that, or can they just call you up and say, "Hey, come shoot my Google stuff"?
Yeah, they can go right to me or to whoever. Here I am selling myself, and I'm selling everybody else instead. But yeah, I mean, it's just any photographer that offers virtual tours or 360 photos. There's my wife. She does know me.
I hope she does. Maybe with that beard,
yeah, we go way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I barely recognize myself. I was saying to someone yesterday, they said they haven't seen my face in years, and I agreed with them that I hadn't either. There's Jason. He runs a great business around here too. He's Vaughn Seal Coating.
That's
Um,
awesome.
all my friends hopping on here. This is great. So yeah, anyone can reach out to any Google photographer and request that. They don't necessarily need to go through Google, but the point is to have your photo on Google Maps.
Yeah, I mean, we get a lot of business off of Google, and I think just using Google My Business and making sure that the content is fresh and relevant when people are looking for something, that you have the information available to it. So I think it's very important for all the businesses in the area, and it's great that you're a local resource that we can now call on, because I really,
Yeah, I mean,
I had no idea there was anybody in our neck of the woods doing it.
that's really all I want to do. Like I'm a Google local guide too, and anyone can do that. It's free,
Yeah.
and at the end of the day, it helps Google more than anyone else. But like the whole reason I do that is because I want to be able to help other people that are looking for the same information that I am. So like if I'm looking up a local business and I specifically wanted to know something about them, then I would just go to Google, and if it's not there, then I would hope that someone would have answered that question for me.
I'm back. Did I lose you for a minute?
There you are.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I missed you.
Well, we could talk a little bit about bringing fiber to Hamburg, huh?
Oh yeah, with
That'd be nice.
yeah, that please with I mean, I actually Jason, who was on here before, I did a little video for him, and to upload high resolution video anywhere to YouTube or Facebook or wherever, it's
It's a challenge,
I
right?
usually just leave it overnight. I don't even bother. I let it go.
Yeah, it takes a while, and I mean we get a lot of interruptions. I mean, especially when you do video like this. So hopefully one day we'll get it here.
Yeah, I mean, the guys at Planet Networks are really doing a big push out this way, and I know the Service Electric customers around here are hesitantly being hopeful that this Altus / Optimum takeover will help get us some infrastructure out here.
Yeah.
But I'm hopeful.
Yep. Sooner or later.
Yeah, I mean, we have enough people in this town where it would merit some high speed infrastructure. We'll see.
Absolutely. Yeah, and a lot of people are, more and more people working from home. The need is really high.
Yeah, especially now.
So, well, back to your photography business. Outside of the Google stuff, you said that you do 360 shoots as well.
Yeah,
So,
that's part of that.
okay, so what's that look like? You have a special piece of equipment for that, or?
Yeah, I'm in the process of upgrading, but right now I have it's specifically a 360 camera, and it's got two big lenses on each side, and basically it just captures everything in 360 degrees. Then I can bring that back to my computer or even on my phone and edit it and make it look nice. Then with things like that, I mean, other than just with Google, I've done some things in the past where you can make like interactive Snapchat filters or Instagram filters where you can literally walk yourself right into that picture in augmented reality. You can put them on Facebook and
Oh, wow.
explore those pictures. There's a lot of fun things you can do with this kind of tech, and
That's
it's still
awesome.
new and exciting, and not a lot of people are really getting into that yet. So that's kind of why I like to play around with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it keeps me curious.
What about the drone photography? What's that look like for you?
It's kind of the same thing with the 360 stuff, where I mean, drones are readily available and they've been available for years, but I don't know that many people that do it. And it's just the sort of thing where I just tried it once, and I bought I still have this thing. I bought a $25 toy drone, and I think I crashed it more than I flew it because it was impossible to fly this thing. But I was just so curious about getting this perspective of things that not many people get to see. And I just love it. I love being able to just toss this thing in the air and just help people experience something from a different point of view. I think that's it's a very dreamy way to put it, but I guess that's kind of why I do it.
For those watching, they need to head over to your Instagram page because you get some really great shots in and around the Hamburg area from the air. It's just incredible stuff.
Mostly ice cream pictures on Instagram. Well, so yeah, like that
too. We share the ice cream addiction, you and I.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
I had a friend reach out and say that I posted ice cream too often. So that day I posted another one. Just another one.
What's your favorite hot spot to hit for ice cream around here?
Oh, there's people are gonna be mad at me. Why you gotta put this pressure on me? I love my
throw a couple of them out there.
I love my guys at Windy Brow Farms. You know, Cow's Brow Creamery. Jake makes all his own flavors and they're amazing. Locally here in Hamburg, maybe Vernon technically, but I can't get enough of Dairy Swirl.
Yep.
Yeah, they're great. Alpine Creamery in Sparta, they're great. My wife likes to make fun of me that I get all the fancy flavors. Like I won't get a vanilla. I like, you know, the small batch special flavors because why not? Yep. You know?
Yeah, I like to have I like to have some stuff in my ice cream when I have it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'll get Moose Tracks anytime because, you know, there's just all that texture and peanut butter and good stuff in there.
Yeah. So what about, so who would be good candidates for you? Like, what do you typically do with drones? Obviously, I guess businesses are pretty good, but what about like real estate?
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah, I've done some real estate. I got some nice pictures in Sparta, so somewhat recently. Real estate's generally pretty easy just because, you know, your subject's not moving, at least not often. Yeah, real estate's cool. I try to get creative with it though. Like one time I helped someone, they lost a parachute. I guess they like cut the parachute midair. So I went to the skies and I just started looking for it up there. That was an odd one. I had a request where someone lost a dog and they needed help just trying to cover more distance at once. But yeah, I guess real estate is probably the general one. And there are some creative portraits you can take with the drone too. There are some really good Instagram accounts where they'll like go to a basketball court and they'll like lay flat on the court and put their hand on one of the lines on the court and pretend to be like hanging from the line. And when you shoot straight down, it's very clever and creative and fun.
That's cool.
Yeah. So there's a lot of interesting ways that you can take pictures.
That's awesome. So what else do you want to share about your business? Anything else we should know about it?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I try to keep it light. I mean, I don't know if anyone can see the shirt that I'm wearing, but they're all Darth Vaders on here. Like I try not to take myself too seriously, and that's kind of the vibe that I try to give. You know, I'm not like super strict, and not a lot of people like getting their photo taken, especially at like I shot a surprise party, and that's the kind of person where like if you don't like getting your picture taken and you're surprised with a photographer, you're like,
yeah,
you know. So it's the kind of thing where you sort of have to just make people feel comfortable, and the people that I kind of surround myself with, they feel most comfortable just kind of joking around and not being too serious. So I guess that's I've never really thought about it. You asked a good question. That's kind of how I run things on my end.
That's cool. So the small parties would be like anniversaries, birthdays, I guess weddings. Do you get like maybe, I guess, small weddings or no weddings at all?
Yeah, I do a few weddings a year. This year isn't, oh boy, am I a Sith or a Jedi?
Yeah.
I would say I'm more of a droid, but I'm rebel all the way. I tend to not really do things too by the book, and although as a dad, I kind of get where Darth Vader was coming from. It's just trying to make a nice galaxy for his kids.
Hmm.
But I'd probably lean toward Jedi. That was a good question too. I'm
Yeah.
happy about that. If I could talk about Star Wars and ice cream the whole time, then that's
Oh,
totally
that'd be
okay with me
perfect.
too.
That's
I
nice.
forgot what I was saying. What
About wedding photography?
right? This year aside, because a lot of weddings were canceled because of our state's rules on that right now. I usually do a couple a year, and they're usually like backyard weddings or restaurant weddings, just like real special, intimate kind of things. I have nothing against the real big wedding venues around here. It's just not my comfort zone. I don't love that. I tend to I like being able to tell the stories in the smaller settings. Like I did a wedding last year where the bride and groom were home brewers. They brew their own beer, and so they had their wedding in a friend's yard, and they brewed their own special beers for the wedding, and then they served it in their bridal gown and tux to their
Wow,
guests.
that's awesome.
It's super fun, and
Yeah,
like those are the kind of stories that I like to tell.
that's awesome.
Yeah. And I mean, I did a 100th birthday party, and the guest was just like a total firecracker. She was a songwriter and a trumpet player, and she was dancing the whole time. She danced more than anyone else there. She was 100 years old.
Holy moly.
And like these are the kind of people that I really like to
Yeah,
meet and to tell other people their stories too.
that's cool. So what about what are your favorite go-to spots with the drone? Because it seems like that's more where you lean when you like to play, right?
Yeah. I love it up here in general, just because we get some pretty good foliage. Um, I like hawk's nests up in that
Mhm.
area. I don't really know if you're supposed to shoot up there, but you can from the ground, and it's great from the ground. um, you can't fly in state parks, and we have a lot of state and national parks up here, but
Hmm.
what you can do is fly outside the park and look in. So I've gotten some shots of High Point Monument from the air, which I like. It's just an interesting view to me because not everyone in the state gets to see that. Like you forget how far north we really are.
What's with the
Um,
restriction in the state parks? I never heard of that before. That's pretty.
um, I mean, I don't know why they set these things. I would guess it's just because for like noise and bothering the wildlife and things like that. I mean,
Okay.
people do whatever they want anyway, but legally you're not supposed to. Um, so yeah, I think that's what that restriction is for. It's just to not disturb people who are trying to enjoy themselves there, and that's what the parks are for. They're just
Yep.
there for the people and the wildlife and drones and
I know
birds.
Kittatinny, where we go every day, pretty much over at Kittatinny, they got a big sign they put up. What is it? No commercial photography or something like that.
Wow,
But
I wonder why. I mean,
whenever, yeah,
I know some places like a lot of the botanical gardens, they'll ask for a photo permit, and like professionals need to buy a permit to shoot there and bring models or wedding shoots and things because they need to make money too, and they're preserving their land. But that's odd. I hadn't heard of that.
yeah. Well, I could see the commercial thing because otherwise, I guess it lends itself to being a spot where everybody descends upon for photo taking commercially.
Yeah, and again, it's just like with drones. They probably just want people to be able to enjoy themselves and not have some nasty photographer like me yelling at them to get out of the background or something like that.
You're screwing the shot up.
Exactly.
We got the gingerbread castle here, right? That you've done.
Yeah. Yeah. I love shooting that. I have yet to go inside. I really want to shoot some 360 photos inside,
Yeah, that'd
but
be really cool.
Don and Amanda, the ones primarily restoring it, they don't really want to feature the inside until it's done, and I get that.
Makes
Like
sense.
they really just want to show the fully restored, back to its glory castle, and I'm into that. I'm upset, but I get it
Well, you
for my
want to
own
see the
selfish
before and
reasons.
after, right? I mean, see all the work that they did too.
Yeah, that would be great. But I that's the kind of stuff that I really like to do. I like to focus on history. Um, I have kind of a side project where I'll try to recreate old photos as best I can, and then kind of morph them together. I did that with the Chatterbox. I went there. Actually, I did a 360 shoot with the Chatterbox too. So you can actually go to Google and you can walk around the Chatterbox, which is
Nice.
kind of fun. I know a lot of people around here miss it.
Is their Google listing still up, or did they take it down? Still.
Last I checked, it was still there, but worst case, I have ways. I can make a post later, or there are ways to still access that sort of stuff. But yeah, I like to try to morph old photos into new ones, and let people see when history is kind of still standing.
Hmm.
Just to, like, you don't always realize it when you're walking around or driving around. You don't
Yeah.
realize how old or influential something can really be, and it's just kind of fun to show people that, I guess.
That's cool. So why don't you tell us how everybody can reach you if they want to get a hold of you for some shoots?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, Facebook is pretty reliable. Um, I'm just Dan Schenker Photography on there, which you'll see me. There aren't too many Dan Schenkers.
No.
I'm everywhere. I'm on Instagram and Twitter, and if you want to see me being a little more snarky, I guess I guess you'll find me on Twitter. But otherwise, yeah, Instagram, I'm Hey Dan Schenker. Twitter, I'm the same. I'm on TikTok these days. Um, you'll be able to find me. My website is doesn't get updated that much, but it's there for your viewing pleasure if you like websites.
That's cool. So what are you doing on TikTok?
Mostly videos of my daughter and I, mostly of her being upset with me, I think. I made a great video. Well, great video. I made a really dumb video today about how to use Instagram Reels, which is Instagram's quote competitor for TikTok. It's it's not a good video, but I made it with TikTok, which is sort of the ironic part. Yeah, I mean, I've actually been enjoying that a lot. I've found that lately people, when they're upset, they'll go to social media sites like Facebook and Twitter and things like that and air
Mhm.
that out. But TikTok is, I've been finding a lot more wholesome and happy and entertaining content. So I've been spending a bit of time on there lately. Who knows if I'll still be able to,
Yeah, if it gets
given
banned
the
or
the
not.
state, the flux of their company. But for now, I've been enjoying that a bit. I thought I was too old for it, but I'm not.
You know,
Or
I've
at
been on
least
there quite
maybe.
a bit, watching some people put out some pretty good stuff on there. So
Yeah,
be
I've been learning a lot on there. There are some good DIY accounts, like woodworkers, and I know how to work on a computer. I couldn't tell you anything about woodworking or cars, which is why I go to
Mhm.
you. And I need people that I trust, and I've been getting that kind of stuff out of TikTok. I like seeing people that are great at what they do, and that's where I've been going for that.
So any plans of shooting the new trestle that they put up in Hamburg?
Yeah. So I haven't gone out to do it, but all the pictures that I've seen of the old trestle are like either stock photos or they're blurry, or I mean, camera technology has improved over the years, so that's no slight on anyone in particular. But I've really wanted to go out after the sun goes down and shoot it with with cars going through to get some nice light trails going underneath it and really illuminate it, make it look nice.
Yeah.
But I haven't done it yet, mostly because after the sun goes down, I mean, I have a toddler and I'm tired.
Yeah. Well, it'll be getting dark earlier soon, so maybe that'll help.
Yeah, maybe I'll shoot in the winter.
Get rush hour traffic flying by you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they did a nice job. I like how they put the town name up there and stuff too.
It looks great.
Yeah.
The seal looks good. It looks very crisp and very formal.
Yeah. No, they did a nice job. You could probably do those before and afters pretty good too, because I think there's some very dated photos of that section there.
There's a lot of photos of that whole plaza. I mean, when it was a building, there was a mansion there.
Governor Haynes Mansion, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Our town is pretty well documented, which
Yep.
makes me happy.
There's they did an archaeological study in Hamburg. I'll send it over and share it with you. They did a dig. I think it was back maybe around 2000 when they were doing a study for redoing the 9423 intersection. And
I hope I didn't lose you again. There he is.
There we are. One more time before we leave, right? We had to do that. So I don't know where I dropped you there, but I was just talking about the archaeological dig and what they found over there. So I'll share that with you. I think
please. Yeah, I mean, our one of my neighbors was just telling me that there's an earthquake here in recent history, last like 10, 15 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got some interesting. I mean, anyone who knows this whole area knows that we have some interesting geologic history. But yeah, I would be curious to see that. If you could send that, that'd be great.
Absolutely. So cool. Well, thank you so much for spending the time with us today, and we'll be talking to you shortly.
Thank you for having me. This was exciting. I'm glad I got to talk about ice cream with you.
Me too. Ice cream's the best, man. I never turn down ice cream.
No way.
Talk to you.
See ya.